The kitchen is more than a place where meals are prepared. It is a space where families grow, where the aroma of spices becomes memory, where laughter fills the air in quiet hours, and where the first light of morning greets the eyes of those we love. It is a place of warmth, familiarity, and connection. Because of this, people care deeply about what they bring into their kitchens. They want beauty, comfort, and usefulness all held in the same space. They want items that do not simply exist, but items that add meaning, atmosphere, and identity. This is why handmade kitchen creations have become one of the most reliable and rewarding sources of income for creators, woodworkers, and small craft businesses around the world. A handcrafted kitchen piece is not just a tool, it is an experience. It carries the warmth of the hands that shaped it. It carries the intention of the person who designed it. It stands apart from the cold sameness of machines and factories. And when something in a home feels personal and meaningful, its value increases not just emotionally, but financially as well. Turning skills into cash is not about learning complicated techniques or owning an expensive workshop. It is about understanding how to create items that are used every single day, items that feel good to hold and pleasant to look at, items that quietly become part of someone's daily routines. This narration is the journey into that world, a world where creativity becomes livelihood, where craft becomes comfort, and where the hands that shape wood and material also shape opportunity. To understand how kitchen creations become income, you must see the kitchen as a living space that breathes and moves with the rhythm of daily life. Every object in the kitchen plays a role. A cutting board is not just a board, it is a stage for meals shared. A serving tray is not merely a surface, it is the vehicle that carries nourishment from one room to another. Even the smallest stand, rack, holder, or spoon becomes something that is touched every day. When something is touched daily, it becomes a companion. And people are willing to invest in companions that feel good, look beautiful, and last long. Your skill becomes valuable the moment you recognize that beauty and practicality do not have to compete, they can live together in one creation. A simple item can become extraordinary when shaped thoughtfully. A wooden spoon, carved with care, becomes more than a utensil. A serving board with smooth edges and rich grain becomes more than a kitchen surface. When people hold these items, they can feel the intention behind them. They feel the smoothness against their fingertips. They notice the weight, the texture, the quiet elegance. This is what makes them willing to pay more for handmade pieces than for mass-produced ones. Durability is part of this value. When something is made well, sanded properly, shaped with balance, oiled in a way that nourishes the wood and protects it, it becomes a piece that lasts. People appreciate objects that remain strong and beautiful despite daily use. They can see and feel when something is crafted with patience. This patience speaks. It tells the story of the maker. It tells the buyer that you cared. And that care is what turns craft into income. Beauty, on the other hand, does not need complexity. It does not require extravagant designs or ornate patterns. Beauty can be quiet. Beauty can be simple. A piece of wood reveals its own art when you allow its natural grain to shine. The smooth curvature of a handled spoon or the gentle rounding of the corners of a board can express elegance without forcing it. In fact, the most desirable kitchen items often carry a calm and natural appearance, something that feels familiar yet refined, something that feels balanced without being overly decorated. As you create, you must also think about the emotional presence of your work. Kitchens hold emotion. They hold heritage, tradition, routine, celebration, and comfort. When your creations support these feelings, they become more than objects to your customers, they become part of their home experience. A tea serving tray may become part of a daily quiet morning ritual. A spice stand may become a companion to someone learning to cook. A simple rack may become a piece that makes daily tasks feel more graceful. When your work helps someone feel at ease in their home, it gains value that cannot be measured only in material or labor, it gains emotional worth. Selling your kitchen creations does not require a storefront or large audience. It begins with the people around you, neighbors, friends, community members, people who appreciate beauty and practicality when they see it. A photo taken in natural light, showing your piece resting in a real kitchen, can speak louder than any advertisement. When someone sees your creation in a setting that feels familiar, they can imagine it in their own home. This imagination is powerful. It is what moves interest into desire, and desire into purchase. Your story matters in this process. People love to know who made the things they bring into their home. When you share why you create, what inspires your designs, how you shape your pieces, and what meaning you find in your craft, you create connection. And connection builds trust. Trust builds loyalty. And loyalty builds income that continues, grows, and strengthens over time. What you are building is not just a product, you are building identity, warmth, and memory. The more you understand the role your work plays in someone's everyday life, the more confidently you will create, and the more naturally your work will attract those who appreciate it. When you look at a kitchen, you see more than countertops, cupboards, and appliances. You see routines unfolding, stories forming, and memories being made. Every meal prepared, every cup of coffee poured, every family gathering and quiet morning ritual is shaped by the space and the tools within it. This is why handmade kitchen creations carry immense value. They are not just items, they are part of life itself. When you craft with intention, your creations enter that rhythm, becoming functional companions that people rely on daily while also offering aesthetic pleasure and emotional satisfaction. Understanding this is the first step to transforming your skills into real income. A kitchen creation that is both beautiful and practical has the power to elevate daily life. Imagine a hand-carved wooden spoon, its smooth curves and perfectly balanced handle making stirring feel almost meditative. A serving tray, polished to reveal the natural richness of the wood grain, that brings delight every time it carries food from the kitchen to the dining table. Even something as simple as a spice rack or utensil holder, designed thoughtfully, can transform chaos into order, turning clutter into elegance. These are not merely objects, they are experiences. When someone chooses a piece you have crafted, they are choosing to enhance the comfort, efficiency, and warmth of their home. They are buying a solution, a moment of beauty, a feeling that your creation makes possible. Beyond utility, emotional resonance drives value. People buy with their hearts, not just their eyes. A small wooden tray might be used daily for coffee, but it could also become part of a cherished morning ritual, a pause in a busy day, or a centerpiece for a weekend brunch. A handmade cutting board is not just a tool, it becomes a fixture in the heart of the kitchen, a reliable presence that ages gracefully over time, developing character as it absorbs the marks of life. When you craft with this perspective, each piece gains depth, personality, and meaning, qualities that buyers intuitively recognize and appreciate. The appeal of handmade kitchen creations is also rooted in authenticity and care. Unlike mass-produced items, each handcrafted object carries the touch of its maker, subtle variations that make it unique. Buyers understand that your hands have shaped the surface, polished the edges, and finished the wood with attention and respect. That level of care translates into perceived value. The more intentional, precise, and thoughtful your work is, the more it commands attention, admiration, and willingness to pay. In this way, the process itself becomes part of the story, and the story sells. When creating, it is important to visualize how your pieces will live in the kitchen. How do they interact with the workflow? How do they complement existing decor? How do they feel in the hand, under use, day after day? And so, as we reach the end of this narration, remember this truth: your hands carry value. The care you place into shaping a surface, the time you take to smooth an edge, the attention you give to finishing a piece, all of it becomes part of something that is both useful and meaningful. The kitchen welcomes beauty that comes from the heart. It welcomes the touch of real craftsmanship. And when you create with sincerity, the world takes notice. Your journey does not require perfection at the start. It only requires willingness. Every new piece you create is a step into confidence, a step into identity, and a step into independence. We put a lot of effort into creating and compiling this video, so if you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing. It truly helps us make more content like this and share more inspiring ideas with you. Thank you for watching, and remember, every piece you carve adds beauty to the world, and every sale brings you one step closer to building a life shaped by art and passion.